15 years ago, if you held 15 Bitcoin, the world told you you're wasting your time. You had magic internet money that couldn't even buy a coffee. The experts, they dismissed it. The media, they laughed at it. But a small group of developers and visionaries didn't care about the price. They cared about the architecture. They saw a fundamental flaw in the actual banking system, and they saw a piece of code that could fix it. They weren't betting on a coin, they were betting on a shift in infrastructure. And because they understood the tech before the rest of the world understood the value, they were positioned perfectly when the adoption curve went vertical. Fast forward to today. It's 2025, and I've been analyzing the developer data, and I'm seeing a signal that looks almost identical to that 2010 era. But this time, it's not about replacing money, it's about replacing the cloud. Let's send it. We are witnessing the migration from the corporate internet to the sovereign internet. And there is one protocol that is quietly rebuilding the entire IT stack while the rest of the market is distracted by noise. Today, we're talking about the Internet Computer Protocol, or ICP. And we need to ask, are we standing at the start of another massive infrastructure cycle? Welcome back. It's me, Domenico. And if you're new here, we focus on technology, macro trends, and finding the signal in the noise. Look, I want to be clear and upfront with you. This video is not about telling you what to buy. It's about teaching you what to look for. Because in the tech world, if you understand the problem, the solution becomes obvious. And right now, everyone is talking about Web3, but almost nobody talks about the elephant in the room. Most decentralized apps today are actually running on centralized servers like Amazon AWS, Google Cloud, or Microsoft Azure. And if those servers turn off, the decentralized revolution stops. That is the problem. ICP, or the Internet Computer, is the only protocol currently attempting to solve this completely. They aren't trying just to be another blockchain. They are working towards being the world computer. I want you to put aside the charts. Forget the market cap, forget the price action. I want to show you the actual engineering. Because if the engineering works at scale, it changes how the internet functions forever. To understand why this matters right now, we have to look at the timeline. And in the 90s, the internet was a messy but open. But then big tech came in and built the centralized cloud. It was convenient, but obviously it was centralized power. Now look, it's 2025. We have artificial intelligence agents. We have autonomous software. Do we really want artificial intelligence of the future to be controlled by a kill switch at a single company? This is where the Bitcoin in 2010 comparison makes sense structurally. Bitcoin brought sovereignty to assets. ICP is bringing sovereignty to compute. Imagine a version of the internet where software doesn't live in a corporate data center. And think about the founder of OpenAI, Sam Altman. Compute is the new oil. Just think about that for a second. Instead, compute, it lives on the network itself. It cannot be censored, it cannot be turned off, and it runs autonomously. That is the vision. But a vision is just a dream without the tech to back it up. So let's look under the hood. Okay, let's get technical for a minute, but I'll try to keep it as simple as possible. If you look at Ethereum, okay, it's an incredible settlement layer. We know that, but it's slow and expensive. It's not designed to host social media sites or video platforms. ICP uses a technology called Canisters. Think of a canister as a smart contract evolved. It includes the code and the data storage. It can serve web pages directly to your browser. This is the ultimate breakthrough. When you access a dApp on ICP, you aren't pinging a centralized server. You are directly interacting with the blockchain. The blockchain is the server. And the user experience? It's finally ready for mass adoption because of the reverse gas model. On most chains, you pay a fee for every action. It's clunky. On ICP, The developer pays for the computing power, just like how Netflix pays their servers, not you. You just watch the movie. This removes complete friction. This is how you onboard the next billion users who don't care about private keys or gas fees. And now, let's look at the data, because narratives are fun, yeah, but the numbers are real. Let's talk about storage costs. To store 1 gigabyte of data on Ethereum, it is astronomically expensive. On Solana, it's better, but it's still very pricey for large data. On ICP, the cost rivals traditional cloud storage. This means we can finally have fully on chain social networks, video streaming, and enterprise databases at affordable costs. That's what is all about bringing massive mainstream adoption. But the biggest utility driver for 2025 and beyond, you guessed it, artificial intelligence. And we are heading into the artificial intelligence boom going into 2026. But running AI models requires massive compute. There is not enough data centers, there is not enough energy, and that's why compute is important. And ICP has positioned itself as the decentralized layer where AI models can run inside smart contracts. It's going to be all about hardware. This is the distinct from just using tokens to pay for AI. This is actually artificial intelligence running on the blockchain. This is what analysts call the compute supercycle. The world needs more computing power and it needs to be secure. And this is where Elon has been ravaging on. We need safety and secure. The banking sector needs safety and security. And ICP taps into independent data centers globally to create this decentralized cloud. And if you believe that the demand for secure sovereign computing is going up, then the utility of this protocol becomes a very interesting to study. And here's the takeaway. If OpenAI Sam Altman says compute is a new oil, what does that mean? You can put two and two together, because history shows us that infrastructure shifts are rarely obvious when they start. Like, most people just don't see it. They're blind to it. In 2010, Bitcoin looked like a toy. In the 90s, the internet looked like a fad. Most people ignore this shift. They are comfortable with the current version of the internet, and that's fine. But if you're watching this channel, you are likely looking for what comes next. We are seeing developers moving over. We are seeing adoption in enterprise pilots. The network effects are starting to spin. The question is, you have to ask yourself, will the price go up? The question is, do I believe the future of the internet is centralized or decentralized? If you believe the future is decentralized, then ignoring the internet computer becomes very difficult. Because I'm going to be tracking the developer activity on ICP very closely over the next few months. So if you want to see the data, make sure you subscribe and turn the notifications on, and share this with your friends in the Web 2 crypto fraud. Everyone needs to know the truth so they can do their research. And as always, let's keep grounded, because this video is for educational and informational purposes only. We are discussing technology and software architecture. This is not financial advice. Markets are volatile and risky. Always do your own research and consult a professional before making any financial decisions. The technology is moving fast. That's why it's always important to do your own research. And more importantly, stay curious, keep learning, and stay decentralized. And I'll see you on the internet computer. Peace out.